Hello everyone, welcome back to Insight 201. Today we are going to talk about syntax, the study of sentence structure and your knowledge of sentence structure. Okay. We are shifting forward. We have been talking about the level of sounds and the words. Now we are going to talk about the level of sentences, in other words, syntax. Here we'll be considering how it is you understand sentences that you have never heard before. For example, in the first sentence, a snuggle preambled over the two sluggish trilliums. I'm sure that you have never heard this sentence before because there are several fake words inside this sentence. For example, the snuggle. You know this is not a real word, but you know the snuggle is the subject of this sentence. And also, preambled. This is not a real English word. However, you know this would be preambled over. This would be the main verb, the main verbal phrase for this sentence. And also, you know, sluggish is modifying trilliums, and the two sluggish trilliums is the object of this sentence. Even though you cannot understand what this sentence is talking about, you will know the syntactic relationship between the subject, verb, and the object. Okay, here is another example. The fantastically silly penguins made pink plate of igloos. I'm sure that you have never heard this sentence before because it's so strange. However, you can understand this sentence without any problem. So syntax is the study of how words and morphemes are organized into phrases and how phrases are combined to make sentences. Even though you didn't hear these two sentences before, you can understand the grammatical relationships between the phrases inside the sentences without any problem. So you have a knowledge of how to organize the unit in the sentence. Your syntactic knowledge of your subconscious knowledge of syntax include knowledge about the followings. Okay, the first one is the order of words. How words goes together, in other words, constituency. And also whether a sentence is meaningful, whether a sentence is related to another sentence, whether a sentence is well formed. In other words, grammaticality. Okay, we are going to go over these items one by one. First, the order of words. Okay, for example, if we have a scenario, the mammoth is looking at this water buffalo, you can say a sentence like this: the whiskery mammoth spied the water buffalo, right? And you can say maybe the water buffalo is spying the mammoth as well. You can say the water buffalo spied the whiskery mammoth, right? However, you will never say these strings of words because this is not in your syntax. The buffalo, the water, whiskery spied mammoth. You know this is impossible, right? And also, for grammatical sentences, you know the whiskey mammoth is a natural unit. And you know spite that is not a natural unit. The same applies to here and here, right? Actually, you know every natural unit inside a sentence. Okay. Okay, you also know whether a sentence is meaningful. For example, the first sentence, colorless green ideas sleep furiously. This sentence is nonsense. However, you know this sentence is a perfectly grammatical sentence in English. We can compare this sentence to the fourth sentence. So you mammoth a water buffalo spying you did. This sentence makes no sense at all as well. However, you know there is a grammatical distinction between the first one and this one because the fourth one is not grammatical at all. Okay. And you also know whether a sentence is related to other sentences. Okay. The turtle chased the elephant. You know this sentence is related to the second sentence. The elephant was chased by the turtle. Right? These two sentences have the same meaning. You know this. And also you know the third sentence is related to the second sentence. Was the elephant chased by the turtle? And actually the fourth and the fifth sentence shows the same point. You know all the sentences are related. They have a part of semantics which are related to each other. Okay. And you also know whether a sentence is grammatical. Actually, this is a core part of syntax. Okay. For example, you can say this sentence, Jack and Jill run up the hill. It's okay. And you can say Jack and Jill run up the bill. It's okay, right? However, you cannot move up to the end of the sentence. This sentence will be ungrammatical. For the second part, you can do this, right? And the third set of sentences shows another point. You can move up to the beginning of a sentence for the first part, right? However, you cannot do so for the second part of the example, right? Another example is this. Who do you say that loves Mary? This is bad. However, without that, the sentence is okay. Who do you say loves Mary? Okay, so our subconscious knowledge of syntax tells us the grammaticality of these strings. We know this is good, this is bad, and this is good. Okay. Although you may not be able to identify the specific reasons why some of the sentences are grammatical and some are not, we have the same principles to identify whether a sentence is grammatical. Otherwise, we couldn't agree on the grammaticality of these sentences, right? So what syntheticians are doing is try to figure out what the subconscious principles are. You also know that the same sentence can have different structures and therefore different meanings. For example, we have this sentence: the boy saw the man with the binoculars. This sentence can have two meanings. The first one is this one: a boy having a binocular saw a man. Or a boy saw a man carrying the binoculars, right? Because this sentence can be analyzed in two ways. So we have two meanings. You have this knowledge as well. Okay. And also you are able to produce and comprehend an infinite number of sentences. We can prove this by showing you can understand the infinitely long sentences. For example, we have this one: this is the house that Jack built. You can add another component to make the sentence longer. This is the rat that lives in the house that Jack built, right? And you can add another one. This is the cat that chased the rat that lives in the house that Jack built. You can go on and make the sentence infinitely long. So whenever you do this, you create a new sentence. In other words, there's no upper limit of the number of the sentence that you can understand. So you have the knowledge to produce and comprehend an infinite number of sentences. Okay. And you also know syntactic categories. So there are several different syntactic categories, also known as part of speech. Okay. Okay, you also need to pay attention that in our study of syntax, sentences are composed of a specific set of grammatical bits, not a specific number of words. Actually, we didn't care about the structure of words. We care about the structure of morphemes. Here's an example. So in Navajo, a sentence could have just a single word. For example, if you want to say this in Navajo, you are motherly hairy. In Navajo, all you need to do is just say a single word. However, this single word is a grammatical sentence as well. And there's a syntax for this sentence as well, because we can analyze the structure of the morphemes. Okay. In English, we have several words. So the number of words is a language-specific matter. Even though in Navajo we just have a single word, we can still have syntax for the sentence. Okay. And finally, grammaticality is not about having heard of a sentence before, because you can make judgments about completely novel sentences, right? And grammaticality is not about meaningfulness, because a sentence can be completely meaningless but still be grammatical, right? And sentences can be meaningful but not grammatical. You can understand some ungrammatical sentences as well. And also, grammaticality is not about the truth value of the sentence, because you can always lie. You can always say something that you do not believe to be true, right? Okay, this is it. And remember to finish the quizzes for today's lecture. See you next time. Bye bye.